Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham. So now I'm going to start the problems on trial balance. Last video I have explained you in detail regarding the meaning of the term trial balance, objectives of trial balance, methods of making the trial balance, and what are the points to be remembered regarding the preparation of trial balance. So if you have watched that video, definitely these problems are very easy. So if you have not watched that video, then it will be difficult to understand this problem. So my suggestion, if you are genuinely interested in learning, genuinely interested in getting the knowledge, more command, more confidence, then I suggest you to watch the first video theory, then come to this problem. If you have not watched, I suggest you to go to the playlist of my channel, select the subject Financial Accounting 1, select the topic trial balance, watch the first video with full concentration, then you come to this problem. Definitely you will enjoy in learning this topic of trial balance. So now I am going to start the very first problem on trial balance. So before starting, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which I have given in the link under my description. So take a printout, keep it ready and start watching this video. Prepare trial balance from the following balances on 31st March 2013. So we are required to make a trial balance as on 31st March 2013. Particulars, amounts are given. The only thing is you have to decide which item balance should be taken in debit column, which account balance you have to take it in credit column. The only thing required is deciding the debit items and credit items of the problem accounts given in the problem. For deciding that, already in the last video I have explained you the rules. The rules are all assets, expenses, losses will show debit balance. All liabilities, incomes, gains will be taken on the credit column. Sales will show credit balance. Sales return will show debit balance. Purchases will show debit balance. Purchase return will show credit balance. So these are the points you have to remember while making the trial balance. Now first item, capital. Capital 1,68,000. Capital will show credit balance. So here you can see capital credit balance 1,68,000. Second, stock. Stock is an asset, debit balance. Stock 2,10,000. Drawings. Drawings are opposite of capital. Capital will show credit balance. Drawings will show debit balance. Then purchases always will show debit balance. Purchases debit balance. Sales will always show credit balance. So sales credit column. Discount allowed is an expense. So we'll take it in debit column. Then salaries is an expense, debit column. Then sales return. I told you sales will show credit balance, sales return will show debit balance. So sales return, debit balance 30,000. Purchase return. Purchases will show debit balance, purchase return will show credit balance. So purchase return, credit side. Next comes debtors. Debtors are assets, debit balance. Creditors are liabilities, credit balance. Then we take wages. Wages are expenses, so debit balance. Then cash. Cash is an asset, debit balance. Bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is a liability. It's a bank loan. So it's a liability, credit balance. So 75,000 credit balance. We have taken all the items, debit and credit. Now take the total of the debit column, total of the credit column. It is 10,50,000 tallied. That means we have done correctly. We have done correctly. The total coming both sides equal. We have decided which are the items to be taken debit column and which are the items to be taken credit column. That's what you have to remember. First problem over. Now I am coming to the second problem. From the following balances, prepare the trial balance as on 31st December 2010. The trial balance as on 31st December 2010, only 6 items are given. Only 6 items. The first item, capital, it will show credit balance. So capital 60,000 credit. Second, sales return, debit balance. Sales will show credit balance. Sales return will show debit balance. So sales return, debit side 15,000. Furniture is an asset, debit balance. Then drawing debit balance. Capital will show credit balance. Drawings will show debit balance. 5,000. Bills payable is a liability. Credit balance. Bills payable, credit. Sundry debtor is an asset. Debit balance. Debit side. The total of debit column 65,000, credit column 65,000, tallied over. Now I am coming to the next problem, third. Prepare trial balance from the following balances. Capital 16,800, credit balance. Capital credit balance 16,800. Drawings debit balance. Drawing debit balance 5,000. Stock opening stock debit balance 21,000. Purchases debit balance 36,000. Sales credit balance 72,000. Discount allowed is an expense, is a loss, debit balance 700. Purchase return credit balance. Purchases will show debit, purchase return credit balance 2,000. Purchase return credit side. Sales return debit balance. Sales will show credit balance, sales return will show debit balance. So sales return debit side 3,000. Then comes debtors asset debit balance. Creditor liability credit balance. Wages is an expense debit balance. Then cash is an asset debit balance. So cash 26,100. Take the total of debit column, credit column, you are getting 97,500, both columns same. That means you have done correctly. Now, third problem completed. Now I am moving on to the fourth problem. The following trial balance needs redrafting. Prepare correct trial balance. One accountant has made a wrong trial balance. That means the debit items he has taken credit column, credit items he has taken debit columns. Now we have to rectify and make a correct trial balance. So already we know the rules, how to make the trial balance, already we have understood. Now apply our knowledge in deciding which item will be taken in debit column, which item will be taken in credit column. So here a wrong trial balance is given. Example, first item capital. Capital is given in debit column 8,950. No, capital account always will show credit balance, not a debit balance. By mistake he has taken on debit balance. Now we take it in the credit column. So trial balance as on 31st December accounts. Capital credit column 8,950. In the problem debit column it is given. Wrong. Second, drawings. Drawings 1,050. It is given on the credit column. But wrong. Drawings will show debit balance. So drawings debit column 1,050. Then opening stock. Opening stock debit column 3,380. Correctly it has given. In the problem it is given on debit column. It is right. Debit column 3,380. Purchases. Purchases debit column 23,100 given. Right. It's correct. Purchases will show debit balance. So purchase 23,100. Salaries debit column 6,205. Correct. Salary is an expense. It will show debit balance 6,205 correctly. Sales it has taken in the credit column 39,425. Right. Sales will show credit balance. Correctly it has taken 39,425. Lighting. Lighting is an expense. It must show debit balance. And it is taken in debit column only 310. Correct. So lighting 310 debit. Equipment. Equipment is an asset. It should be taken debit column. And correctly it has taken 3,600. So 3,600 equipment. Carriage outward. Carriage outward and carriage inward. Both are expenses. The difference between carriage outward, carriage inward I have already explained in final accounts. Sole trading final accounts I have already uploaded the videos. So in those videos I have explained you the meaning of the term carriage inward, carriage outward. From this trial balance point of view, both are expenses. Carriage inward, carriage outward, both are expenses. Both should show debit balance. So here carriage outward it has taken in credit column 230. Wrong. Debit side. So carriage outward debit column 230. Carriage inward it has taken 105 debit column. It is correct. So carriage inward debit column 105. Return outward. Return outward means purchase return. Purchase return it will show credit balance. And correctly it has taken on credit column 290. So return outward 290 credit column. Provision for bad debts. All the provisions will show credit balance. So provision for doubtful debts 350. It has taken in debit column. It is a mistake. Provision for doubtful debts will show credit balance, credit column 350. Discount allowed is a loss. It should show debit balance, but wrongly it has taken credit column. 315 it has taken the credit column. Now we take it in the debit column 315. Discount allowed. So next, rent and rate is an expense. It should show debit balance. Correctly it has taken in debit column 1115. Motor vehicle is an asset. It should show debit balance, and correctly it has taken debit column 1475. Cash in hand, asset, debit balance, correctly it has taken. Sundry creditor is a liability, credit balance, and correctly, sundry creditors it has taken in debit column, mistake. You have to take it in the credit column 4925. And sundry debtor is an asset. It should show debit balance, but by mistake it is taken in credit column 13,920. Wrong. 13,920 should be taken in debit column. The last one, bank overdraft is a liability. It should be taken on credit column, but by mistake it is taken on the debit column 975. Now we take 975 in credit column. 975 credit column. So in this problem, it is asking you to redraft the trial balance, change the trial balance, make a correct trial balance. In the problem, a wrong trial balance is given. The credit items are taken on debit side, debit items are taken on credit side. So we have arranged properly, correctly. Now take the total of debit column. It is coming 54,915. Credit column also 54,915. Tallied. That's it. The fourth problem we have completed. Now I am coming to the fifth problem. Prepare trial balance from the following ledger balances. So here, capital of Raj. Raj is the owner. We are not concerned with Raj or Taj. It is capital. Capital will show credit balance. So I have taken capital in the credit column 3,50,000. Second, creditors. Creditor is a liability. So we have to take it in credit column. Here, Gopal and Deepak, the names of the creditors are given. So the creditors will show credit balance. So this Gopal and Deepak we will take in credit column. Gopal 35,000, Deepak 34,000, credit column, because it is creditor. Interest paid is an expense, debit column. So interest paid, debit column. Salary paid is an expense, debit column. So salary paid, debit column. Loan from bank is a liability. So it should be taken in the credit column. So loan from bank, liability, credit column. Opening stock, debit column, stock. Then cash, asset, debit column, 88,000. Debtors, debtors are assets. So we take it on the debit column. So who are the debtors? Rama and Krishna. Two debtors are there. So debtors Rama and Krishna, debit column, 5025. Then rent paid is an expense, debit column. Furniture is an asset, debit column. Drawings will show debit balance. So drawings, debit column. Sales, credit balance. So sales will be taken credit column. Purchases, debit balance, debit column. Bank balance is an asset. If bank overdraft is given, it's a liability. Bank balance is given, it is an asset. So debit side, debit column 1,60,000. So we have taken the total of debit column 5,69,000. 5,69,000 is the total in debit column, and also the same amount 5,69,000 credit column. Trial balance tallied. So we have completed 5 problems on making the trial balance. Now see the problem number 6. Redraft the following trial balance after incorporating the adjustments given below. So here some debit and credit balances. Trial balance is already given and it is tallied, and given some adjustments. Invested additional capital of 1 lakh rupees for the purchase of machinery. Invested 1 lakh rupees. Who has invested? The owner has invested. Owner has invested 1 lakh rupees. So when he has invested 1 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees should be increased in capital. The capital earlier was 3 lakh. Before this adjustment, capital was 3 lakh. Now we add 1 more lakh rupees to 3 lakh. Now total capital will become 4 lakh. 4 lakh rupees. And that is the one effect. One effect is capital has increased by 1 lakh. New capital will be 4 lakh right now. And that 1 lakh rupees we increase in cash. We increase in cash. Earlier cash in hand was 10,000. Now increase the cash in hand by 1 lakh. So 1 lakh 10,000 rupees cash in hand. Now see here. Redrafted trial balance after adjustment. After adjustment, what is the new trial balance? So capital, earlier capital, before adjustment, capital was 3 lakh. Now adjustment says he has brought 1 lakh rupees capital. So 3 lakh plus 1 lakh, 4 lakh rupees capital. Right? And what is the other effect? The cash will increase. The cash in hand was given 10,000. Now we'll make 1 lakh plus 10,000. So here you can see cash in hand 10,000 plus 1 lakh. 1 lakh 10,000 is the new cash in hand. Next, what is the next adjustment? A debtor cleared his account of rupees 20,000 through check. A debtor has cleared his amount by giving a check of rupees 20,000. So debtors will decrease. So what is the debtor in the trial balance? Debtors are given 38,000. Before adjustment, debtors are 38,000. From 38,000, deduct 20,000. So see here, debtors, 38,000 was the debtor given in the trial balance. From this, we deduct 20,000, 18,000 debtors will take. And that 20,000 rupees check we have deposited in the bank. The bank balance will increase. Bank balance will increase. How much was the cash at bank? 25,000. 25,000 rupees was the bank balance before adjustment. Now 25,000 plus 20,000. So cash at bank 25,000 plus 20,000. 45,000 rupees is the new bank balance after adjustment. Last, goods worth rupees 1,500 were returned to the supplier. Supplier are the creditors. Supplier are the creditors. So how much are the creditors? 25,000 rupees creditors given in the trial balance. In the problem before adjustment, the creditors were 25,000. But we have returned back the goods. Goods worth rupees 1,500 were returned to the supplier. Returned to the creditor. So we deduct 25,000 minus 1,500. So creditors, you can see here creditors. 25,000 minus 1,500, 23,500 is the creditors after adjustment. One effect. Again, this 1,500 rupees creditors will be deducted from purchases. So how much are the purchases given? Purchases are given 2 lakh rupees. From 2 lakh rupees, we deduct 1,500 rupees because it's a purchase return. So deduct 1,500, 1,98,500 is the purchases. These are the three adjustments. Remaining items we take it as it is. Remaining items will take as it is. First item capital 3 lakh rupees are given. So 3 lakh plus 1 lakh 4 lakh rupees. Drawings no adjustment, nothing. Debit balance 13,000. Machinery no adjustment. 2,84,000. 2,80,000. Because the owner has brought cash for the purpose of purchasing machinery, but it is not given machinery has purchased or not. So he has brought 1 lakh rupees for the purpose of purchasing machinery. So machinery remains same, 2,84,000. Debtors 38,000 minus 20,000 rupees check received. So 18,000. Creditors are 25,000, but we have returned back some goods to the creditors 1,500. So 25,000 minus 1,500, 23,500. Cash in hand. Before adjustment, cash in hand was 10,000. But adjustment 1 lakh rupees has been brought by the owner. So 1 lakh plus 10,000, 1 lakh 10,000. Cash at bank, it is given in the problem, cash at bank 25,000. But one check is received given in the adjustment, 20,000. So total 45,000. Purchases 2 lakh rupees are given before adjustment. From that purchase return 1,500 rupees deducted, 1,98,500. Sales no change, 2,90,000 same as it is. Then general expenses as it is, 45,000 no change. Now take the total of the debit balance and credit balance, 7,13,500. 7,13,500 is the total of debit column as well as credit column. That's it. So this is problem number 6. Now last and final problem on trial balance, that is 7th problem. From the following trial balance containing obvious errors, Already trial balance is prepared, but that trial balance has number of errors. What type of errors? Debit amount has wrongly been taken in credit column, or credit amount wrongly has been taken in debit column. Like this, obvious errors are given in the trial balance. Now your job is to rectify and make a correct trial balance. Prepare a correct trial balance. Now here purchases. Now we'll see what are the items. Purchases, debit side. Correct trial balance. Purchases debit column 60,000 is given. It is correct. Purchases will show debit balance only. No difference, no error, no mistake. So purchases debit side 860,000. Reserve fund. Reserve fund debit column 20,000 is given. It is a mistake. Reserves will show credit balance. So reserve fund I am taking in the credit column 20,000. By mistake in the problem it is taken in debit column. I have rectified. I have taken in the correct credit column 20,000. Then sales 1 lakh rupees correctly. Sales will show credit balance. It is given in the credit column. I am also taking in the credit column. Purchase return. Purchase return wrongly it is taken on the debit column. Purchase return will show credit balance. It should be taken in the credit column. So purchase return correctly I have taken in the credit column. Now sales return. Sales return will show debit balance. But in the problem, by mistake, it is taken in the credit column. Now I take in debit column. Sales return debit column 2000. Opening stock 30,000. It is taken in the correct debit column. I will also take opening stock debit column 30,000. Then closing stock. Closing stock will not appear in the trial balance. By mistake, closing stock he has taken in the debit side. Closing stock should not be taken in the trial balance. So I have not taken, ignored. Expenses. Expenses 20,000 debit column it is showing. It is correct. Expenses will show debit balance only. Now outstanding expenses they have taken on debit column. It is wrong. Outstanding expenses is a liability and liability will show credit balance. So I will take outstanding expenses 2,000 in the credit column. Outstanding expenses credit column. Now bank balance debit column 5,000. It is correct. Bank balance is an asset. Debit balance 5,000. Assets 50,000 debit column it is showing. Correct. Assets debit balance 50,000. Debtors. Debtor is an asset. It will show debit balance. But by mistake it is taken 80,000 credit column. So debtors should be taken in the debit column. So I will take debtors debit column 80,000. Creditor is a liability. It will show credit balance. Correctly it has taken 30,000 credit column only. I will also take creditors 30,000 credit column. Last one capital. Capital it is showing debit column 94,000. It's a mistake. Capital account will show credit balance. So I will shift that 94,000 to credit column. Right? Last one, suspense account difference in books. That means the accountant cannot be able to tally the trial balance. So whatever difference he is getting, he has written suspense account difference in books 10,000. Why this suspense account? Because he has done mistakes. I have corrected. I have taken correct values in the correct column. Now if I take the total of debit column, it is 2,47,000. Credit column also 2,47,000. Trial balance is tallied. No need of getting that suspense account. He has done mistake. That's why he got suspense account. I have done correctly. I got the total 2,47,000 tallied. Trial balance tallied. That's it. So this is the end of 7th problem. So totally 7 problems I have taken on trial balance. I have explained all the 7 problems from beginning. First, second, third, fourth. Each and every item I have explained clearly. Now, if you are satisfied with my lecture, give a like to the video. Share my channel in your group, in your friend circle, so that more students can watch these videos and get a comment on the topic of trial balance. Give your comments on these videos. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe my channel if you have not yet subscribed. And suggest to your friends also to subscribe the channel. Subscription rate is very slow, whereas the viewers are increasing more and more. More views I am getting. So please cooperate so that more enthusiasm I will get to provide much more videos to you, which will increase your knowledge. So all the best for your preparations.